News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. The headlines. Buhari returns from U.S. Africa Leaders Summit. 2023, Sarab tells Buhari to arrest politicians buying PVCs from voters. Cholera outbreak situation under control, says Cross River government. And in sports, CAF congratulates Morocco on their historic outing at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. And those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. President Muhammadu Buhari has returned to Abuja from Washington, D.C., United States, after attending a week-long engagement at the U.S. Africa's Leaders Summit. Buhari's official jet landed at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, in the early hours of Sunday. Recall that in his first address at the U.S. Africa Leaders Summit, Buhari reiterated the federal government's commitment to generating 30 gigawatts of energy by 2030. Buhari noted that Nigeria became the first African country to develop a detailed energy transition plan to tackle both energy poverty and climate change. He also sought the support of the United States to achieve Nigeria's energy transition plan, which, according to him, requires at least 10 billion naira per year to finance. During the discussion panel on just energy transition, Buhari cited a recent analysis that showed that delivering the energy transition plan requires $1.9 trillion in spending up to 2060, including $410 billion above business as usual. Speaking on the topic, partnering on Agenda 2063, a peaceful and secure Africa, Buhari, however, expressed hope that these threats will not trump the unity of purpose shared amongst all member states. Socio-economic rights and accountability project, SERAP, has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to direct appropriate anti-corruption agencies to identify and arrest politicians who are allegedly buying permanent voters' cards, PVCs, from poor Nigerians and promptly bring them to justice. Sarab also urged him to ensure that the politicians and their sponsors who are suspected to be involved in these grave electoral and human rights crimes are named and shamed regardless of their political affiliations. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, recently alleged that some politicians were buying PVCs from poor Nigerians across the country. The Northern Elders Forum, NEF, has corroborated the allegations, reportedly stating that some politicians are buying PVCs with 2,000 naira in the north. In the letter dated 17 December 2022 by Sarab Deputy Director Kolawale Oluwadare, the organization said buying of PVCs from poor Nigerians is a threat to fair and representative elections, as it amounts to vote buying, undue influence, and improper electoral influence. The allegations that politicians and their sponsors are buying PVCs from poor Nigerians are grave violations of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, the Electoral Act, and the country's international anti-corruption and human rights obligations. According to Sarab, the right to vote is central to the enjoyment of other basic human rights, but the right will have little meaning if politicians and their sponsors continue to buy PVCs and get away with their crime against the Nigerian people. The Cross River State government says it has deployed human and material resources to bring the cholera outbreak in Ekuriku community that led to the death of 20 persons under control. Dr. Janet Ekpeyong, the Director General Cross River Primary Healthcare Development Agency, made this known in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN, in Calabar on Sunday. Ekpeyong, who expressed sadness over the death, said proactive measures have been taken to prevent further spread of the disease in the affected villages in Ekuriku in Abi local government area of the state. She said the deaths could have been avoided if protocols were followed in the affected villages. According to her, the state government has deployed a response team together with representatives from the World Health Organization, WHO, the Nigerian Red Cross, and the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene WASH program. She added that the combined team have all intervened accordingly and helped to save lives and prevent further spread of the disease. The state primary health boss disclosed that no fewer than 30 persons have been hospitalized as a result of the outbreak. She said because of the fast transmission rate of cholera, we recorded many deaths, with many others hospitalized in various government-owned facilities and are responding to treatments. Special forces under the 271 Nigerian Air Force NAV detachment have rescued 7 Chinese nationals in Birnungwari Forest of Kaduna State. This was contained in a statement issued by the Director of Public and Relations and Information, Air Commander Edward Gapquet, and made available to newsmen on Saturday. The statement noted that the operation, which was carried out in the early hours of 17 December 2022, led to the rescue of 7 Chinese expatriates earlier kidnapped and held hostage by terrorists. In a statement issued by the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Aruwan, noted that Kaduna State government has warmly commended the Nigerian Air Force for a clinical operation this morning, which resulted in the rescue of 7 Chinese nationals who were kidnapped in June by terrorists in a neighboring state. The national chairman of the Labour Party LP, Barrister Julius Abure, has cried out over the safety of the leaders, candidates and members of the party over increasing killing, several assaults and harassment perpetrated at its supporters. He said the attacks are now too many and worrisome. Abure also disclosed that his requests for police protection have been largely snubbed, even when kidnappers and candidates of other political parties move around with detachment of police aides and escorts. In a statement issued out, the LP chairman, who is saddened over the death of another candidate of the party, Christopher Eluhu, in the hands of gunmen suspected to be hired killers on Friday, recalled the recent killing of a woman leader of the party in Kaduna State, of which no one has been charged to court 2 months after. The late Eluhu was the Labour Party LP candidate for Onyomo constituency in the Imo State House of Assembly. The gunmen were said to have also set Eluhu's country home ablaze and destroyed his property after killing him. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has ruled out possible postponement of the 2023 general elections in Nigeria, adding that it has required resources for the smooth conduct of polls. The INEC head of operations in Gombe, Aminu Isa, made this disclosure on Saturday during an engagement with youth focus groups in the Northeast with a theme, Making Your Votes Count, Consolidating Democracy. Report shows that the engagement was part of the Commission's drive to sensitize youth, especially core members, religious and civil society groups. Isa revealed that unlike in the past, INEC has received the needed resources that will smoothen the electoral processes. On permanent voters' card collection, he revealed that collection had commenced in earnest, saying all the states have received the last tranche of the printed PVCs for those that registered. Also speaking, the Gombe State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Ibrahim Umar, who represented the National Commissioner in charge of Taraba, Gombe, and Adamawa states respectively, Dr. Baba Bila, said the Commission has received non-sensitive materials and some sensitive materials in readiness of the elections. Bila said the youth population constituted over 50% in the country, stressing that their involvement was important. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike has lambasted some leaders of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers State, campaigning for the party's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. The governor said it was unfortunate for Atiku's men such as Lee Maiba, Austin Okpara, and Abiye Sekibu to link him to political violence. The governor, who harped on the need to play decent politics, said in all his political journey, the use of violence had never been part of measures adopted to achieve his political goals. Wike, according to a statement by Special Assistant Media Kelvin Ebire, spoke when he inaugurated the Okirika Founders Park on Saturday in Koniju Ama in Okirika local government area. Wike said it was unfortunate that the likes of Senator Lee Maiba, who is still stuck in politics of violence, could be accusing him of violence. He wondered why Maiba, who alleged that political talks were sent by him to invade his house. Wike said people should have a limit to how far they could play politics, adding that Maiba was pushing issues too far. He, however, said instead of playing politics of violence, he would rather resort to legal means to seek redress. And in sports, Confederation of African Football CAF has congratulated Morocco following their historic outing at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. The Atlas Lions finished fourth in the competition after losing 2-1 in the third place match to Croatia. Josko Gavdiola put Croatia ahead with a header in the 7th minute. Ashraf Dari equalized for Morocco just 2 minutes later in a similar fashion to Croatia's goal. However, Mislav Osic scored the winner in the 42nd minute after some sloppy defending by Morocco. CAF showered encomiums on the Moroccans on the social media after the game. The Atlas Lions had only ever played at the round of 16 at the World Cup in 1986, and they lost 1-0 to the West Germany at the stage of the tournament. Africa's other representatives at Qatar 2022 were Cameroon, Ghana, Senegal, and Tunisia. With this story, we come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the programs.
News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced, and objective.